Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darrin Goodman from GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. Today I want to show you how to play the little intro riff from A Million Dreams from the Greatest Showman soundtrack. This is, it's kind of a cool sounding riff. Everybody's, all hot about this soundtrack right now and stuff. And it's a fun little thing to play, especially if you're a beginner and, you're just, first getting into guitar. It's just something kind of cool and a little more, than just, than playing the chords and stuff that you've probably already been doing. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at this. Alright, so you could play this with a pick, but I prefer to play it with my fingers just because I think it's a little bit easier to be accurate on the strings that you're picking, because there's a part in here where you have to skip over a string, and when you do it with a pick, it's just, it's a little bit more difficult. So this just makes it a little bit easier to be able to do it. Alright, so we're starting off, we're on the 12th fret of the 3rd string and the 12th fret of the 2nd string. So I'm just going to bar to do this, and I'm going to use my middle finger, and the reason why I'm using my middle finger is because of the transition that comes after this. So, bar across there, and I'm going to play the 3rd string with my thumb, and I'm going to play the 2nd string with my 1st finger. And it is all made up of 8th notes, so one measure long for each position that we're doing here. So, starting with the thumb, we're going 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. So it's counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now the tempo of this is pretty quick. So at first, just work on it really slow, and like try to build up your speed. So if we did a pace at about 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's going to be ample fast enough here at first. Okay, and then for the next measure, we're going to take your middle finger and you're going to move from the 12th fret down a half step to the 11th fret, and then you're going to take your 1st finger and go to the 10th fret on the 2nd string. And then you're going to do the exact same rhythm again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're going to go to the 9th fret of the 3rd string, and I'm going to use my 1st finger, and then the 10th fret of the 1st string with my 2nd finger. So now that 2nd string, we're not going to be playing it. So now my thumb's playing the 3rd string, and my 2nd finger is playing the 1st string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So far we've got okay, and then from there we're going to take our 1st finger and we're going to move to the 4th string, the 10th fret, and then the 12th fret of the 3rd string with your 3rd finger. Now, we're going to be playing some notes on the 2nd string, so something I found that kind of makes this easier is that, especially if you're doing it on your acoustic guitar, because once you get up here, up into this area, the action starts to get a little bit higher. At least that's been my experience. So I'm going to take my 1st finger and I'm just going to kind of bar across, and all that's going to do is just push that 2nd string down so it's a little bit closer and easier to manage. So now we've got, starting on the 4th string with your thumb, 1 and 2 and then use your 4th finger to go to the 13th fret of the 2nd string, thumb still playing 4th string, 3 and. Now your 1st finger is going to pick the 2nd string, and then you're going to move your 4th finger down a half step, so now you're on the 12th fret, pick the 4th string again, and the 2nd string again. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that is the first 4 measures. We're halfway through it. So far we've got Alright, so moving along to the 5th measure, we're going to go back to the very first chord again. So we're going to go back and we're going to bar our middle finger across the 12th fret of the 3rd and 2nd string. Do the same thing. So the 5th measure is exactly the same thing as the 1st measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we're going to move down just like we did before. So we're going to be on the 11th fret of the 3rd string with our 2nd finger and the 10th fret of the 2nd string with our 1st finger. But this time we're going to bar it, so we're also getting the 10th fret of the 1st string. And we're going to go 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, and then back to that 3rd string again, and then follow that by taking your 3rd finger, going to the 12th fret, and picking it again. So that 6th measure just like that. Then we're going to go to the 7th measure, and it's actually the same thing as the 4th measure, where your 10th fret of the 4th string with your 3rd finger and 12th fret of the 3rd string with your 3rd finger. But this time we're not going to be doing any of that stuff down on the 2nd string. So it's just 2 measures, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then the whole thing simply repeats. So the whole sequence, slowly. Whoops. Alright, so that 6th measure is a little bit tricky when you have to do so that transition there. The best way to do that is that your 2nd finger is on the 11th fret and your 1st finger is on the 10th. So when you transition from the 6th measure to the 7th measure, is that you just move your 1st finger up to the 4th string and then drop your 3rd down like that. So like I said, this, work on it slowly and try to build up your speed. So a really good way to do that would be to set up your metronome and play along with that. So you could set it up so, like maybe you're, and have every one of those da 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 da, or you could have da 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 da, how, whichever way is more comfortable. If you're not, if you're kind of new to playing with a metronome, you're going to want to probably set it up like that, so you'd actually be playing quarter notes. So the click happens on every note that you play. So you would have click 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 like that. But if you do it as 8th notes, then the clicks would be on the notes you play with your thumb, and then the other notes would be on the and. So click 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 like that. And ideally, that's the way you'd want to work yourself up to being able to play it. Just start off slow, and when you can play it, everything, all the way through, and you're not missing a beat, then turn the metronome up a little bit. So let's just say you start off and you were playing it at 60 beats a minute. After you can play it well at 60 beats a minute, try 62 beats a minute. It's a lot easier if you work your way up in small little chunks rather than trying to, you know, oh, I can do it at 60, let's try 100. You know, just if you go up a little bit, you're not going to really notice the difference, and you'll gradually just get, you'll get quicker at it. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this and you got something out of it. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if there's anything you'd like to see either myself or one of the other instructors at guitarcontrol.com do in a future lesson. And anyway, until next time,